Welcome back to the Cornies Notes version. Health matters simplified, so you can understand. So it's just about time to get ready for the beach. Often when I have patients that come in, they want to know, Doc, what can I do to look better in my bathing suit? So there's a lot of components that really go into that, and it starts with what you eat. Now, if you've come in here, we've had this conversation where if you want to look good in your formal attire, then you need to eat right. And if you want to look good in your bathing suit, then you need to exercise. So to look good in the bathing suit, we really need to do both. We need to eat right and we need to exercise. So how do we eat right? First, we take a 9-inch plate and we break it up into 3 sections. We're going to cut it in half, so we have half the plate, and then we're going to cut it again so that we've got 2 quarters. Now, half our plate every meal should be fruit and vegetables. A quarter of the plate should be carbohydrates, and a quarter should be protein. So let me show you. Here's what it looks like. We've cut the 9-inch plate in half. We've got fruit and vegetables, carbs, and protein. If you stick with that recipe, you're going to eat correctly. So let's not worry about that. It's okay. It's okay. So what about the exercise? To show you the exercise, we're going to have to make some space. Come on, guys. Come on down. Oh, good girl. All right. We've already taught you about the core and about the inner core. And so when we look good in a bathing suit, that's what we're going to work. We're going to work the abdominal muscles, we're going to work the back muscles, and we're going to work the obliques. So how do we do that? Well, we're going to do the bridge, the side bridge, the plank, and the side plank. This is really going to tone our core and make us look good. So let's show you how it works. Let's start actually with the bridge. So when we do the bridge, we're going to lay on our back with our feet and knees about shoulder distance apart. Then we're going to lift up into the bridge position. You'll know you've lifted a good height if you can still talk. If you lift up too high, it'll start to create pressure here in your throat, and that's not good. You're going to hold this for 10 seconds, about 10 times. Then, to do the opposing muscle group, we'll do the plank. To do the plank, we're going to start on our hands and knees. I like to use my fists, but you could also do it with your palms. And we're going to put our fists down and just step back into the plank. Now, my shoulder, my hip, and my knees and my ankles should be in a straight line. Building now the stomach, holding 10 seconds, about 10 times. So we worked the back and we worked the stomach. Now let's get into those obliques. When we do the side bridge, I see a lot of people doing it off of their ankles. I don't like that because it adds extra hinges into the motion. And so what we do here, we're going to go with our elbow directly under our shoulder. Then we're going to keep our knees bent so our feet are behind us. We're going to shift our hips forward so our knee, our hip, and our shoulder are in a straight line. Then, getting our head into a neutral position, we lift our hips up just high enough so our nose, our throat, our belly button, and our knees are now lined up. We're going to hold that for 10 seconds, 10 times. And last, we're going to do the side plank. Remember the plank? Now, first plank to side plank, I'm actually going to do it from my palms. So we start in the plank. And then to go to the side plank, we're going to put one hand in the middle and then turn so we're on our side. Now, this top hand might be out of the screen, but it's going to be directly above our shoulder, stacked on our other shoulder, down to the hand. And then we can switch to the other side. Hold those 10 seconds, 10 times, and that's really going to do a good job on strengthening up that core. So remember, if you want to look good at the beach, you got to eat right and you got to exercise. So Thank you for watching the Cornies Notes version. And remember, get adjusted because it feels good.